Nothing hurts more than childbirth. Men always say nothing hurts more than getting kicked in the nuts. Well, it's got to be settled one way or the other,
It has been
right?
settled, right?
Well, I'll tell you why it's fucking settled.
Go on.
Because you get women that turn around after having one kid, say, "Oh, maybe we should have another one." You don't get another geezer turn around and go, "Yeah, maybe I should get kicked in the balls again," do you?
Yeah.
Because it fucking hurts. I mean, the shit the scientists have done, I think that they can create these pads that go around your lower abdomen for a bloke. It's like
What, a cup, like for cricket?
nah, man, like stick-on pads.
What the fuck where, you say lower abdomen, so like waistline?
Yeah, it's around there, around where it starts to get interesting.
Right.
And it just creates the sensation of like cramps and what the women go through in labour.
Right, hold on. So there's a machine that basically stabs your lower abdomen.
Well, no, don't stab. It's just a pad. It's through like electrical convulsion and shit like that.
That's how they used to get six packs in it. Don't you remember those JML adverts? It was
Yeah,
fucking
basically, it's that sort of shit. But it's been adapted. There's no fucking scientists out making fucking boots that swim to kick women in the cunt.
fucking cunt punt machines.
So that's how you know. Don't need to keep fucking spending science on this shit. I've got the answers. It's been a while.
It has been a very
been a
long
long
while.
while.
I just love the fact that over the last 3 or 4 months, all you've been thinking about is fuck y'all getting kicked in the nuts. Hurts worse.
It literally just occurred to me.
But no, it did get proven. Just quickly, it was a QI. Apparently, there's more nerve endings in your nuts, like your nut sack and your nuts, than there is in vital, like internal organs.
So I can kick a woman in the cunt though. Is that what
If
you're
she
saying?
kicks you in the nuts and you kick her in the cunt, it's not going to hurt her as much as it hurts you.
All right, fair enough.
Or next time you have a child, just be like, don't know what you're on about. I remember Jim in year 6 booted me in the nuts. I didn't cry like a bitch like you are.
Here's one actually, slight offshoot from what you've just said in terms of like what you can and can't do, right?
Right.
So you know you can't hit women,
Well, definitely, yeah.
and it's because we're deemed to be stronger. Is it okay for Anthony Joshua to go and punch a jockey?
No, because he can get arrested.
But like in context,
That's just
society's
assault.
no one's going to be like outraged because somebody bigger is it someone weaker.
Well, yeah. I suppose on the street, like if you see two blokes come up against each other and one's double the size, you wouldn't question it. Yeah. Apparently, all that the chivalry stuff is from how you should treat your horse. Basically, when they had women's rights and things like that, and there was like a guideline of how you should treat a woman, they basically copy and pasted how they treat their horses.
Wow.
So holding the door open.
Yep.
Obviously, as you're putting your horse back in the stable, you stand there, you hold it open, you shut
Yeah.
it behind her. That's like car door, everything. Walk on the side of the road.
Yeah.
You know, like how a man should stand nearer to the cars.
Riding them bareback and pulling their hair. This is another one.
I don't think that was in the guidelines, but do you know what? Yeah, there's more references than you think.
Feeding them sugar cubes and patting them on the head. Good girl.
That's only the special horses.
Hitting them with a whip when you want them to go faster.
Yeah, I was gonna go into like ordering their dinner for them and everything like that, but no, you've hit the nail on the head.
Shooting them in the head when they break a leg.
All right, now you're having a mare. Right, look, how you been, mate? It's been well too long.
Oh, well, what can I say, man? It's been a long period to cover. I'm still here.
It's just
That's
still standing.
Still standing. I mean, whatever life throws at you, still here.
Mate, literally, when you said about podding, cool. Right, let's do it. What have I been up to? Actually, I've done loads of shit over the last few months. That's probably why we ain't done this. Like, loads of shit's been happening. Obviously, my life's ruled by kids' football. I fucking eat, sleep, and breathe it.
Yeah.
Shit's been going great.
Good.
We've got a striker who's the top goal scorer in like every local league.
Nice.
He is smashing every age group, every local league. This kid is.
It's just like other kids where it's like played 12, scored 110.
Oh, dude, he's on like I think we've played about 12, something like that, and he's on like 60 odd.
Yeah, it's not competitive though, is it?
Well, mate,
It's like
honestly, it is.
that's like playing against women.
Yeah, but we've not stormed the league. Like we're sitting in second, third, or whatever. But mate, it's kids just killing it. Obviously, they've all been massively improved. But yeah, I love it. I got injured for like 2 weeks and it killed me.
Bad
I
times.
definitely haven't recovered. Right.
Man, your age takes longer, man.
Yeah, there's that, right? And I get that when you're younger and they adults say, oh, it takes a lot longer to recover,
Mm,
like you're a lot more sore for a days after. I'm like, okay, right, that's what's coming.
that's truth.
I didn't realise how fat I was going to get from not playing football for 2 weeks. Bro, I went back like a couple of weeks ago and I played the PLO role. And I was just like, I was puffing. So, you know, when you kind of sit back and you're just like, I'm not going to move.
Yeah, I'll just sit here and
You pass me
smoke
the
it.
ball and I'll lay off some passes.
It's because you burn high energy, man. If you don't do anything for a while, your body's used to burning energy like no one's business.
It's, I always thought it would be, oh, it's because something hurts or because your lungs are tight. Obviously, me with shit lungs anyway.
Mm.
Like, my body just couldn't. It
Just
had a
not
new
not having it.
barrier on it,
Yeah.
mate.
Welcome to phase 2.
Oh, no, don't. I heard something that apparently humans are only meant to last till 35, but because of all the chemicals and medicines that we've come up with, we live longer. So that's why things start to go downhill from about 35.
Yeah, but this is not like 19 BC, bruv. We're not going to get eaten
But,
by a woolly mammoth.
well, no, that's what they're saying. So you're naturally meant to live to about 35, but they didn't have cowpole in 19 BC. So there you go, that added a year on.
Yeah, but they did have fucking apex predators.
How many paracetamol you had in your life? Say you've added like 6 months on every time you had a painkiller
I mean, yeah, there is.
or an
Yeah.
antibiotic or something.
But you know, saying the opposite's true. Like, we're eating fucking plastic left, right, and centre now.
Well, yeah, that is true. And all like, was it bowl spunk that gives you cancer and that? Red Bull.
Mm. Why are you eating ball spunk?
No, it's in Red Bull, mate. It's called Taurine. Why the
Is
fuck
this
do
real?
I remember that?
Is this real?
Taurine, Taurine.
Yeah,
It's,
you've seen a lot of drinks.
yeah, it's a bull's testosterone
Mm.
taken from the nutsack.
How's that getting past the testing groups?
Whoever monitors the food has really fucked
It's
up.
like, what are you making over there? Just a drink. What are you putting in it? Ball cum. What?
Why is that? Makes you feel awake.
All right. Yeah, crack on.
Or full fat Red Bull gives you
What-
bingo wings.
What are you gonna call it? Red Bull. All right, makes sense. Away you go.
Isn't it? Slightly off subject, but what else have I been up to? She bought a new car the other day. That was fucking long. We had to drive an hour and a half to go and view it for him to go, yeah, be ready next week.
So, all right, you're independent. Independent of
This
the
is true, yeah. We
willing.
was sharing a car, and literally the first thing I did, she got it back, and she was all like, I'm going to put this in the boot and that in the boot. I've put a basketball in there, a pair of football boots, nice little, like a car mat, but like a rubber one. I've put in the corner, so every time I use my football boots, don't muddy the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Goes on the mat.
Yeah.
Like, it is a proper man of sports car. I've got a fucking putter and a wedge in there, a few golf balls.
Just in case. Couple
Who-
of rounds.
Who the fuck knows? I could break down on the side of the road and be like, yeah, you'll be 2 hours. And there's a field opposite me. I'm just like, well, there's chips and balls. Do you know what I mean?
Why not?
Well, there's a goal. Fuck it. Get the football out. Let's play crossbar with myself. You never know when a sport is going to arise.
Yeah, fair play.
What else have I done? Italian stuff. So it's become like a bit of a theme that we don't realise how different cultures are so different.
Yeah, yeah.
So I went to an Italian wedding, told you about that.
Yeah.
There's been 2 events since.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Right.
What's been happening?
There's been a family party. You know, like
Was
when
it
I
a
think-
mango chutney party?
No, someone turned like 50 or 60. Yeah, it was on her dad's side. Proper Italians, these ones. Yeah. I was like, oh, we're gonna eat before, after. What we saying? No, there's buffet. Ah, sweet. So what do you think? Straight away, I'm just gonna leave it open. There you go. There's a buffet coming up.
Cold meats and bread.
Yeah, because it's Italian party, Italian
Olives.
family. Don't get me wrong. There's a
Well-
part of me that like, surely they all live in England. There's got to be some sausage rolls.
Horses' heads.
Maybe
Don't know.
maybe a fucking cheese and pineapple stick.
What did they have?
So bring it out, and it's like what you said, all the cold meats.
Yeah.
And like, what's the the tomatoes in fucking olive oil for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, all this sun dried shit. Like loads of like antipasta. Yeah. So I stack up, mate. And I'm like, yeah. And all the tables are set out with fucking knives and forks everywhere and plates and shit.
What are you stacking up on buffet for? They've already told you there's going to be another meal.
No, that's the buffet. It's all like eat it yourself. Turns out it was starters, basically. Then a fucking
No.
main comes out, and it's not pizza, little choice of pasta. It is full on roasted vegetables and all your pastas, your pizzas, your fucking. Then they bring out fucking dessert. I just went to his fifth. I think he was 50th birthday party. I didn't speak to anyone. It was not a sausage roll in fucking sight. It was loud music whilst I'm eating a 3-course dinner. It was surreal as fuck.
That's
Don't
a
go
bit
to an
different.
Italian buffet after you've had dinner.
Yeah. Good job you can eat a lot.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I had to save face.
So moving on from your recent escapades.
Yeah, sorry, this has turned into a bit of a biography, isn't it?
Well, no, to be fair, I asked a question. So,
Regretfully.
we've got that group, haven't we, that we've created amongst ourselves. I say it's a group. It's a WhatsApp chat between you and I, where we post our random thoughts
Yes.
when we come up with them because we both have shocking short-term memory.
I think we mentioned this last time, didn't we? Yeah.
Might have done.
Well, who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
Did we?
So there's been a few gems that have just been going in there recently. One I'm going to start and roll with. The text is normally done in almost shorthand. It's more a reminder rather than a detailed note.
Like a bullet point.
And this one just said quite simply, Gerard Pique is a G.
Gerard Pique.
Gerard?
Is this the English centre back that's playing in
I can't
non-league
remember what I
football?
typed. Did I just write Pique is a G or Gerard?
I think you
Gerald?
put Gerard Pique as a G, and I'm not going to lie, it came through and I was like, well, duh. Like, look at his career. I didn't know where you was going with this. Like,
So, yeah, that random thought was basically he split up with Shakira, isn't he?
Shakira.
Yeah.
No, they've got kids together and everything.
Oh, it's the light.
There's so many like rap songs I hear where they reference like Shakira as PK's missus.
Yeah, man, it was like a marriage made in media heaven.
Celebrity heaven, yeah.
Yeah. He was caught playing away on
Oh.
on Shakira. To be fair, his new missus is alright, but that's Shakira, man. Like,
Yeah.
wind in.
And also, she's like Latino. You can't. She's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, she's like clumbing or something. I think. But she did a Taylor Swift, so she released a song very shortly after. And in the lyrics, she was taking the piss out of him, comparing herself and the new girlfriend as going from a really nice car to a really shit car. And the shit car was like, I can't remember what it is, Zygo or something rubbish like that.
Yeah.
Some just absolute dog shit car. Obviously, this geezer's got a fleet of supercars. And I can't remember exactly what it was because this was a while ago we mentioned it, but he either turned up at training or turned up at an event.
Yeah.
Made sure there's photographers there driving one of these shit cars, and it's just like a fuck you.
Okay, yeah, that is a G move. Like to the point where he's got say 10 grand spare to go and buy a shit car just for this one bit of bands. Yeah, that is G.
That song probably cost her $1 million.
Yeah, that is G.
Yeah,
That is G.
I thought, gee, the levels of pettiness, and I remember at the time just reading it, just thinking, that's brilliant. That
Yeah,
he didn't have to do that. He was one in the wrong, and she's called him out. He's like, do you know what? Don't give a shit.
that's playing your position well. You are a celebrity that's gonna get photographed all the time. It's
Yeah.
like, here's my comeback song, and I
Yeah,
didn't even
back
write a bar.
Back to him on that.
Okay, I love that. Well, yeah, let's have a look. So you did also mention that bringing cakes into work is the same as passive smoking.
Yeah, man. This is not my opinion.
Okay.
This is merely an opinion I've viewed, digested, and
Of a fat person.
of pretty much like fat people. No, but so what they're basically saying is like passive smoking. There's not a lot you can do about passive smoking other than remove yourself from the area or
Yeah.
the person who's smoking.
Or smoking, yeah.
So that is fair play. It is detriment to your health. They're now saying in the workplace that you can't bring cakes in because some people can't control themselves and they'll eat the cake.
That's not my fault, you fat prick.
This is
I'm sorry.
Do you know what I
I'm
mean?
sorry. That's like going, oh, you're not allowed to drink in a bar anymore because alcoholics go in there and they can't help themselves. get fucked.
Exactly that.
You are not my responsibility.
Exactly that.
And if you are rather large, salad dodger, then learn to say no. They're the type of people that sit in the fucking toilets eating urinal cakes.
Ugh.
Fucking fat prick. If you can't control what goes in your mouth, then that ain't my problem. Watch me eat ice cream in front of you. That does my head in.
Yeah,
I'm turning into a fat person as well, but I'm not blaming anyone but myself.
that was kind of my reaction. You summarised it quite well when I read it. That was pretty much my reaction.
Sorry, I know it's a bit of an outrage, but it does my head. It's.
Who's sitting there coming up with that as an idea?
Well,
I'll
it's
tell you what we
the,
need. We need to review the HR policies. Yeah, don't let people bring cakes in 'cause I'm a fat cunt.
you know what that is?
I'll eat it.
That's English politeness. Because back day, you used to go, oh, as you're eating one of those cupcakes, oh, it's your fault, one of these. Do you know what I mean? It's all friendly banter. Now, these pricks are taking it seriously.
Well, of
No,
course.
this is your fault.
This has actually been implemented.
Ugh,
Not where I work, granted,
makes me
but it got
sick.
implemented. Is why it made the news. It got implemented as a policy at some company. I was like, wow. Like, you've got to really not get on with someone to fucking go to HR and grass on them for
But
bringing a
don't,
cake
mate.
in.
So there is one thing I put in the chat, and it's kind of a piss fizz, if I'm honest.
Is it that annoying?
Why do I have to get on with the people who are in my team?
Mm.
Like, and that sounds like me being a prick, right? But let me put it in context. If someone's always in team meetings telling me about holidays and birthdays and nights out and what they did of an evening every single day, and I know you're a cunt. Like, to the point where, like, obviously you can see stats and you can see what people say about each other and that, and I know that you're a cunt.
Mm.
And I have to sit there and listen to this dribble. Why do I have to get on with you if you work together?
Yeah, you don't get on with everyone, do you?
How many football teams did you play in as a kid where you didn't like someone on the team, but you still played together because you was a team?
Yeah, man, there's famous examples of that. What's his name? York and Cole.
But right, so would they want to go on a weekend team building retreat to a fucking no,
No,
mate?
couldn't stand each other by all accounts. Magic when you put them together.
So why do I have to listen every morning, or like on the fucking chats that you have at work, like Teams and Skype, whatever you choose to use, right? You log on, and some prick already logged on 10 minutes before and said morning,
Nah.
morning all.
Oh no, just never go on a Teams meeting early.
No,
Ever.
no, not even a Teams meeting. You have like Teams chats, don't you?
Mm.
So you can ask each other questions or whatever. It's
Oh,
really
but
like,
someone would be like, "Morning." No, we do that morning. It's nice.
but every single morning for like 3 years now.
And everyone's just going morning.
No, no one bothers. Literally, say our team was, I'm not going to give up much detail about my work, but say our team was 20 people strong. 2 people are saying morning every morning, and you're persistently doing it as well.
Sounds like your team's got a communication problem, bro.
It just sounds like stop trying to be that little sunbeam in this darkness.
Sounds
of a
like you might be
fucking-
part of the problem.
Nah, man. Well, maybe I'm that influential that everyone's got grumpy old man syndrome now, but it does my head
No,
in.
you are right, man. Because obviously the work, their responsibility is to provide a safe environment, which is why you can't just mug people off at work and really talk to them how you want to talk to them.
Yeah, no, I can't call you a cunt if you're being a cunt.
We all
that.
deal with people in our workplace that you don't like. You either don't like the decisions they're making, how something's affect you, but you've got to deal with them.
Yeah, but you have some professional shithousery about it. Like, you might be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, that's not what you said last week, Karen, or whatever.
You could do it passive aggressive emails.
Yeah, all that shit. But why are you forcing me to like this person? I don't have to like them. I just have to be able to work with them. Do you know what I mean? You go on team meetings, right, on the agenda first, little icebreaker. Let's tell us a bit more about each other that you haven't mentioned last year in an icebreaker.
Yeah, especially if you've been there for a while.
Oh my days. 2 truths, 1 lie. I know you're a cunt, so I know what one's the lie. Do you know what I mean?
Don't, mate. I did 2 team meetings with my lot today, and half of it was all that.
In one day. See what I mean?
Mute. That's all I fucking do. Mute, you
How many
cunts.
times? Oh, did you see we put in the chat last week about this? Oh, yeah, I did. I didn't even make a noise, mate. You're all muted.
Sometimes though, I get paranoid though because there's people that I send messages to, and I'm like, I know you're desk.
Yeah, I
And
see
then they
you
don't,
open it.
they don't answer it for ages. I'm like, this motherfucker got me on mute.
You left me on 2 blue ticks,
Where's
bro.
that? God damn. Yeah, it's a minefield. That minefield.
That's a bit of an offshoot from bringing cakes into work, but yeah.
Gotta get creative.
Fuck team bonding, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's one I put in here. How did the inventor of the clock know what time it is?
That's sun, isn't it?
That what? What? Okay. What if he invented it in the daytime and he's like built it, and then he gets to like 6, 7 o'clock in the afternoon?
That's a little sleep.
And the sun's gone in, and he's like, "Fuck! I've got a circle."
That's a good point. Did they have moon dials?
And how did he know?
What if it was cloudy?
moon dials?
What if it was cloudy?
But how did he know, like, to the second as well?
Don't know, man. They knew shit, didn't they?
Oh, what, these clock inventors?
They knew shit back then. No, there's like these crazy monolith things and stuff that's like aligned with stars.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about ancient Greeks and, yeah,
Yeah, like super old shit.
pyramid builders and all that good stuff.
How they did it? No, we don't really know. There's speculation to say there's a whole lost society. Who knows what technology they have that we just never picked up on? They could have invented fucking Wi-Fi in 1200s. We don't know.
Yeah, mate, there's so many theories going on. I got into this for a little bit. There's a theory that the pyramids were echo chambers for electronic waves, and that they could actually beam something out of them, out the top,
Okay.
whether that be light or electricity.
So like a
or-
mass amplification.
Yeah, because apparently all the, like, not corridors, but like passages and
Yeah.
chambers that are within them,
Conductor.
they're all designed in a way that an echo would kind of really rattle around and go up towards the top.
That's sick. I've not heard this. Yeah. Who knows? And then they just studied the hell out of it for 50,000 years or
Yeah.
10,000 years. We've
Yeah.
only been doing bits for specks, man.
Yeah,
Specks in time in our timeline, and we're quite rapidly got to a point where mobile phones, satellites, etc. We're going to other planets, and we've only had that capability for a period of time.
talking of other planets, right? It was fate today.
Yeah.
Something just popped up on my phone about space, and I was like, "Oh shit, we're gonna record tonight!" And there's a space thing just entered into my life.
Yeah,
So-
what's going on? It's all a bit quiet out there. Isn't it?
Mate, honestly, I could probably look into it, and there's like loads of good shits going on. But this one just randomly popped up. It was astronomers find an Earth-like planet in another solar system,
Oh, hello.
which is not unheard of, because when they say Earth-like, it's got to have like water can be present. But this one has got a magnetic field.
All right.
Now that sounded pretty boring, right? I'm not gonna lie. And then I just scrolled down a little bit, carried on reading. I thought, all right, you're worth another 10 seconds of my time. So a magnetic field holds all our shit together.
Surely all planets have got magnetic field, don't they?
No. So it also like bounces off the plasma that's coming out of the nearest sun. It's our like barrier against space.
And this is in another universe.
Another solar system.
Oh.
They've identified one. But yeah, and it was like apparently a magnetic field is invisible. But they've been able to detect it and predict certain elements of it to make like a 99.9% fact out of it.
Whoa. It's going to take it over.
Now that's now, let's go and visit and just plan an escape plan. Like,
Yeah,
if
we've
we
got-
seriously fuck up, can we get us all here?
Well, we've got to figure out how to get to the next planet after Mars, let alone to another solar system.
Yeah, but if Mars ain't quite cutting it, but we could go a bit further, have a generation of babies born on spaceships and that,
Hmm.
and then actually get there and it's the same as Earth. So it's not dry and a shit atmosphere where you have to wear shit to go outside like you would on Mars. This is actually, you just walk out your front door and you're good.
If they restarted civilization over again, it would be upside down in terms of economy because people would try to do the shit.
Do the same shit on a smaller scale.
Like if I got stranded on a desert island now and I woke up and there was only 100 people in the world, I'm inventing Google there and then. I'm gonna make Google out of coconuts. I don't give a shit.
Google out of coconut.
Like that's what I'm doing.
If this
But-
coconut talks to this coconut wirelessly.
But everyone's gonna be making Google out of coconut shells. So Google ain't gonna be worth shit. You're gonna have to think of new ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, surely we've got the survival skills to survive in a woodland, for example, and then build from there. And then you start to build an economy based on buttons, and then you like find the most valuable elements that are there, and you
Why?
get gold and
Why are we trading buttons? Why are we just using money?
oh yeah, true that.
What happened to all the money?
It's weighing down the spaceship, bro. We've got to take. We
Might be
got.
worthless, but at least you can use it for like
This is
counting.
like the Enterprise Stardate 85765432 and all that. Do you know what I mean? This is long ass journey. Coins won't mean shit.
Mate, we ain't even going to see us get to another planet other than Mars in our lifetime.
No, definitely not. But I think when we've got the ability to space travel, what we should do is get families to sign up and you just dark out to all these different fucking Earth-like planets that it's good enough that you can walk out your front door and not have to wear a mask and shit like that.
It's a
And we just
possibility.
we cover the universe as much as we can, and we have like a
Possibility.
100-year plan for each planet that everyone has to follow. And by the end of it, we'll all be able to communicate with each other and like see each other through big ass telescopes and shit. And we all have to share technology that we've all learned.
That
And
sounds like a
then
great film.
Star Wars happens.
That sounds like I'd watch that. If that was a
That's
film, I'd watch it.
that's what we need to do. We need to do the missing bit before Star Wars, where all these planets are in like a big UN.
Everyone's just
We're all
chilling.
talking to each other. An alien walks down the street, and then you're like, "Hi, Bob." All right, yeah, old Bob's from the planet Bobula in
And they
fucking.
can just understand. No matter what language you're speaking to each other,
Yeah, we've got
you
universal
you
language.
just understand what's being said.
Was it you that told me about sign language was going to be the universal language?
Makes
Someone
sense?
told me recently that they tried to invent this language that everyone was going to speak, like every country would have to learn. But it had like a Spanish name to it. And I was like, oh, okay, so it's basically Spanish.
Yeah, it'd have to be based on something other than lingual.
But apparently there's accents to sign language as well. There's like variations of it.
Yeah, okay, I can imagine it's very subtle. A lot of the stuff. But to be fair, it's
Yeah.
making shapes with your fingers. How many fucking shapes can you make?
You know what I mean? You've just given me an idea. If you put a light bulb behind person who does sign language and a like sheet behind them, they're finger puppets to the words that you would say. Surely you can turn that into a language.
Yeah, they don't spell the actual words out.
No,
Not
no.
like they're holding the left hand up with the thumb and the forefinger
But
going L.
you could do a language out of finger puppets. So you'd be like the crocodile with your big like snappy hands. You know what I mean? That's what the crocodile means. Not in sign language, they've got like a proper word for it, like a proper sign for it.
So
Sorry.
is this going to be the universal language of the world?
Of
A,
sign
a
language.
kid's puppet show?
It's finger puppet language. It's going to be universally known. And it's like, oh look, the crocodile went to the church, and you put up your steeple and all that good stuff.
Fucking Punch and Judy, isn't it?
Basically, yeah, universal language of the entire universe that we're now putting on. This is future Star Wars language that they all speak in their big UN meetings. Right, moving swiftly on from the inventor of the clock. I don't know how we go
Is
off
that
on
how it
such.
started? Fucking hell.
Yep. um, does OnlyFans destroy feminism? Bold statement.
Yeah, slightly incorrect statement. I'm not sure feminism
Yeah,
is the
I
right
think
word.
what I meant from it is I'm sure I used to hear, don't treat me like an object. I'm not just a piece of meat kind of
Yeah.
sayings coming out of the feminism groups,
Get a
right?
gash out.
No, that was definitely not from that group, right? But it used to be, don't objectify me, yeah? And now you are making a living off getting your tits out on the internet.
Yeah, that's an angle.
I
That
mean,
is a definite angle.
feels like the feminist movement kind of split at some point, a bit like the church. Do you know what I mean?
It's like that one player on your team's just not fucking got the deal, not putting in the right direction. It's like, look, we're all going for like rights here. We want to become like respected in society.
And
I'm,
then they're sniffing coke off a stripper's tits at the
yeah, it's there,
weekend,
but
and
I'm
you're like,
really hot and people
ah,
want to give me money just for getting my boobs out.
yeah. But don't. But when I'm walking down the street, don't you dare look at me like I'm some kind of object, unless you're gonna pay $9.99 a month for it online.
Yeah, this is it, man. It's all double standards. It is hypocrisy working at its best, but it's to a degree it does give them an element of control because you aren't going to get people in that industry. They're still porn. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then surely that blurs the line. As in, right, think of yourself as a 15-year-old boy who's like, I mean, you're looking to finger bang, and and start
Yeah,
leaning towards having sex and whatever. Yeah, that's your main goal in life.
yeah.
Mixed messages, because you get some birds in the school that are that kind that are blatantly going to become OnlyFans models, right? And then you get the feminist ones who are all like activists and sticking up for every cause going. Who's LGBT A B C D?
Why are they always the same fucking shape?
Sorry,
Why do
what?
they all fucking look the same, right?
What do you mean?
For a society that's trying to absolutely distance itself and create its own fucking identity in its own words, why do you all look the same? You're the same shape. All of you.
What do you mean, same shape?
They're just fucking blobskis. They're just no necks. Got fucking arms coming out like a Mr. Man book or something out the side of their body. They just all look the
Cankles
same. They've got fucking blue hair, thinning hair. They've all got moustaches.
and a gun
I
where
just,
your gut meets your.
they just all look the fucking same.
Oh, that's a great statement, mate. I'm loving the different directions this is exactly what feminism has done. You start on one thing, like let's do it for the good of everyone, and then you just fucking branch off to well after you went and got your tits out and got paid for it.
Yeah, I think feminism is dead as a concept. I think that's counterproductive. That's what I mean. They're not all
So
pulling in the
I'm
same
all
way.
for women's rights. Does that mean I should be all for porn?
Why has there got to be women's rights?
Well, yeah, shouldn't it just be rights?
Yeah, like why? I don't
But
get
even
it.
that line's been blurred, man. What do you
There's
mean, woman?
there's
Define a
surely
woman.
there's nothing on this planet that cannot now be done by a male or a female legally.
So
People, you get sued.
I saw on the front. I've been buying newspapers lately. Fuck knows why.
Yeah,
I saw on the front that the Prime Minister turned around and said a woman does not have a penis.
yeah, man. Rishi called it.
That's pretty big. You know, like Gary Lineker got done for that taking a side kind of thing. He's being a bit
Oh,
biased
what?
towards
Yeah,
one side,
what did
right?
he do?
Well, no, that's a separate story, right? But he got done for not. Then the Prime Minister comes out and proper takes a side on this shit. Like, you can't be a woman if you've got a cock.
He's highly educated.
But
Do you know what I mean?
he's also offended a lot of the easily offendable people.
Yeah, well, he's only saying what everyone's thinking, but it's more deemed less and less to be able to say it. I think it's eating itself from the inside out, man, which is what they like to get up to, coincidentally. But I think the whole thing's collapsing on itself again. Another favourite activity of theirs. It's become a victim of its own success. Really, it's got so popular and it's got so aggressive on modern society. The modern society's gone fuck off. We don't like this. This is too much. There's too much change too quick. We don't like this. I tell you what, we're gonna have to start shutting this shit down.
But is it even relevant change? Like, why are we allowed to confuse that shit? If a man wants to be a woman and dress like it, and
Well, that's fine, man. Let them crack on with that.
no, it's I'm not taking like a stance on trans or whatever. All I'm saying is, why does the definitions have to be blurred? If you are a man that wants to identify as a woman, why can you not be a man who wants to identify as a woman? Why do you have to be called a woman? And then why do all of these things have to come off the back of it, like what toilet to use and this, that, and the- It's just that you're a man, so use the men's toilet, but you want to be known as a woman. Cool beans, you do that.
What if you got your bits cut off
Then you're a man with no cock and balls that dresses like a woman.
and a
But even if you feel like a woman and you want to identify
little
as a woman,
pouch,
I'm
mate?
cool with that. But how much do I have to participate in your identification of yourself?
Yeah, and that's the thing for everyone, isn't it? It's like have your ideas, have your ideals, but you can't force it, and then you can't then take offence and protest and kick off the way you do when people just talk common sense back at you.
And then go and get your tits and your cock out on OnlyFans, and I'm sure someone's paying for that.
So it's a minefield. I mean, luckily you and I don't express too strong of an opinion, or
Usually.
to we don't get involved in any of the more saucier opinions. So
No,
we
no,
tiptoed
no.
our way through that one.
I was completely Gary Lineker like there, and
Yeah, fuck them.
Right, moving on. Ohio train crash, government cover up.
Yeah, it's a bit naughty sauce. I didn't really look in this one too much, but there was a train crash. It was carrying chemicals that needed to be disposed of in a certain area, and it crashed. Some of the health and safety regs weren't followed. Created a massive mushroom cloud, and it spread over an area. They didn't realise how far the wind was going to take the cloud, and it spread over an area. It's like nothing to worry about. And everyone's like, "Are you fucking joking, mate? The sky's bright yellow.
What the fuck?
I've got fish floating in my pond. My cat and my dog are dead. I can barely breathe." And the US government was like, "Carry on. Nothing to worry about here."
Yeah.
And they was just like, basically, they was hosing it down, and people was like, "Well, these are like highly
Dangerous chemicals.
dangerous chemicals. They're just fucking blowing a hole in this train track." Government's like, nah, don't worry about it. We'll just hose it down, hose it down. Residents, yeah, but why are them cunts wearing fucking hazmat suits as they're hosing it down? And it's just ruined the whole area, like large stretch area.
Fuck.
And US government's just like, nah, bruv, don't worry
I
about it.
don't know what you're on about. Just like manipulating Google Maps and that.
And it's all
Can't
gone
see it.
quiet. All gone quiet now. You don't hear anything about it. And this
Cover
is
up.
this is an area the size of, like, I don't know, man.
That's an
So,
area.
I don't know, man. It's like a big impact, and I just think if that was in England and it had affected something, there might be relevant cases. But yeah, naughty.
Yeah,
Your
man.
US government doing things.
Another government cover up. The president in 50 years' time will release this dossier. Be like, it did happen. And Dave Chappelle will be like, I've been talking about this shit for years, man.
Has there been any decent ones lately?
He lives in Ohio, doesn't he? What? Cover ups?
Nah, they've released a load of stuff, haven't they? FBI papers and whatnot.
I have some UFO shit, but I'm sure we covered that last time. They released a load of like Area 51 documents.
Yeah, there could be some good stuff.
That was Biden's main thing, wasn't it? When he came in, he was like, "I'm going to make all this information public." And then I'm guessing he read after him and was like, "Whoa, let's drip feed this stuff. They ain't ready for this."
Yeah, it's a good time to be in the public domain.
Another one you put in here. I'm not sure whether we should be talking about this. Zelensky is the real problem in this Ukraine versus Russia bullshit.
Yeah. Controversial opinion for some.
Well, it's quite a strong opinion, I'm not going to lie. I don't know enough about it, to be fair.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't love everything about Putin. That's not what I'm saying here. Obviously, awful, horrible cunt. But Zelensky, right, he was, people don't forget this, that he was actually an actor with no political background at all. I can't remember how long he's been running the country, but
It's like when Arnold Schwarzenegger was mayor of California.
Yep. But I don't know how long he's been doing it. I don't think it's been that long. And basically, for fucking thousands of years or hundreds of years, there's massive history of the borders between them two countries, up and down, being pushed back. Ukraine gained some over some time, Russia gained some over time. And it was almost like an unwritten rule that you're supposed to just fucking accept it, man.
Just allow it, yeah.
Just allow it, get on with it, stick your flag in, fuck off. Like, we all know we're still Ukraine.
Yeah.
You know you're still Russia. Just put your flag in the ground and fuck off.
Yeah.
And Zelensky was like, no, I'm not having it. Fair play. Everyone's like, okay, yeah, right. Right.
It has been a long time since they like took land off each other. So surely, like now, all this modern day wokeness, it's
Probably
like,
like the 80s, still happening.
Can't do that. Can't take their land.
This Zelensky, because apparently he doesn't listen to advisors. So he's a actor who's just coming. Who's just like, I'm calling the shots, and people just like, guys, we can run the country for you. Just be the face,
Yeah.
like you're supposed to be.
He's trying to play the part and be a method actor. It's like,
Yeah,
I
and
want to get into the role.
he's going full action hero on this shit. He's like, no, I'm going to
Shit.
take it on single-handedly. Granted, like, he's doing all right, but he's fucking ruining his people, affecting world
Yeah, but
economy.
Should he bow down?
I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Do you know
But
what I mean?
if they had a proper president in place who's diplomatic, politically aware, this could have saved a lot of millions, billions of money and lives. But this geezer's not giving up the ghost, mate. He's going full fucking John Rambo on this shit.
Just get Alexander Usyk to be like your head of defence.
That's all bollocks. They'll go back there for fucking 20 minutes, get their photo taken with a stab-proof vest on, and fuck off back to whichever country fucking their house is in.
Back out to Saudi when they're going to get paid 100 million for a fucking fight.
But yeah, he's potentially the problem why this is still running.
Fair dues. I mean, it was a strong opinion. You've explained it quite well.
And he's still running. It's about a year and a half now.
I'm not going to comment. Yeah, to be fair, it's well,
Or was it just the year anniversary?
it's been over a year. Yeah, definitely been over a year.
Mad.
Right. You do put some weird shit in it. Pedestrian who killed cyclist in clash over riding on pavement is jailed after victim 77 fell into the path of a car. What the fuck?
You know, sometimes things happen, and you can look at it and go, "That was pivotal. That was a pivotal moment."
In what sense?
This is when everything changed. People just trace shit back to a point. It's like a sliding doors moment.
Right. Like when they do the end of the year quiz kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Where something changes beyond irreparable damage. Right, so a lot of people refer to this kind of era that we're in as being a bit of a nanny state or fucking health and safety, blame culture and all that sort of stuff.
Wokeness.
Right. This is outrageous.
Go on.
So there's a lady who got banged up.
Right.
She was walking along the pavement.
Yeah.
Cyclist was coming towards her, riding on the pavement.
Right.
The lady who's walking along holds her hands out in front of her, doesn't touch the cyclist, doesn't make contact, just like a brace. You know what I mean? Little brace.
Like if you're in a wall with a free
Yeah.
kick and you're like, oh.
Better get run over by a fucking bike.
Okay, yeah.
Doesn't hit her, but the lady who's riding her pavement on the bike kind of like loses her balance a little bit because she's braking so she don't hit a pedestrian, wobbled over, and a car's gone past, hit her,
Oh.
killed her.
Wait, so the woman walking along who's basically just like protecting herself
Just chilling, just walking
has
along
gone
the
to
road.
prison for this.
Yeah, she's been jailed.
Okay, because when I read it, I was like, oh, that's too much to comprehend. Like, who's done what? But okay.
That's mental. You're just walking along a road and someone's doing something they shouldn't be doing. You've done nothing. Jailed.
Oh, I don't know where I stand on that because someone died, so you've got to have blame to it. So is that the lawyer of the person who drives the car being fucking quality and managing to pass the blame over to the woman who's caused the distraction?
Oh, let's just say certified driver, no blame, no chance.
But this is what I'm saying. So in the eyes of the law, surely someone has to be to blame for that. So rather than the car that was driving at a normal speed down the road, where they're entitled to, they've blamed the person who was walking down. Fuck me. Imagine going to get a pint of milk.
Yeah, could get done for manslaughter here because some boy racer's riding on a pavement on a bike.
Zipping it down, and you're like, whoa, and as you back off.
Bit like
he
America, isn't
swerves
it?
and dies.
Wait, over here as well. Someone breaks into your house.
Yeah.
No, over here, if you hit someone or beat someone up, you get in trouble. In America, you're allowed to defend your territory, aren't you?
I think you're allowed to do it over here, but there's certain stipulations involved. Do you know what I mean? Like if you've used a weapon over here, like someone's broke into your house unarmed and you've shot them, don't think you can do that. In America, you can. I think you have to have seen a weapon, or it has to be in self-defense or something like that.
Yeah, something like that happened recently.
Well, no, not recently.
Like
That was
about 20
10,
years ago.
50,
Yeah.
yeah. That was the old guy with shotgun, wasn't it?
Mm.
And he killed 2 teenagers. And you think to yourself, right, I'd want the ability to protect my property, but you're fucking someone up with a shotgun, mate. Like that's
Yeah, it was sketchy.
you are intending to kill them. If you've got a bat and you've hit them around the head a couple of times and killed them, you're like, okay, you might not have meant to kill them. But a shotgun, you can't defend that shit.
Yeah.
But in America, yeah, fair play, mate. Okay, so we've gone again off on a tangent from a woman not pushing a woman into a road to a man shooting 2 teenagers with a shotgun. I love this shit. This is why I love doing this shit. Mums and celebs vent their fury over sexualised drag queen show for babies. featuring nudity and bondage
Did you
acts.
see this shit?
No, I didn't
Oh
open
my
it.
fucking days.
I thought I might get arrested if I opened it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, don't open that thing. All right, little disclaimer. I'm not.
Is this like a Sun headline?
No, this is some shit that's been going down, bruv. Now, I'm aware how this is about to sound.
Oh, this is what I live for. Go on.
By me saying the words, I'm as tolerant as the next man, it's like saying, I'm not racist, I've got a black friend. Like, I am tolerant and completely open to sensible shit.
Right.
So, they're doing like basically drag shows
When you
for
say babies,
kids.
like 3 or 4-year-olds.
Yeah, just sitting there. No, like we'd sit down and have story time. They're sitting down there and they've got there's drag queens doing a show that's not looking massively tailored.
Wow.
That's what I mean. Just do some sensible shit, man.
Yeah.
And you wonder why people fucking get ag. A lot of people got beef with Sam Smith. Like, I don't really care. He's an
I
artist.
do.
Artists do outrageous shit. You've got a choice as to whether you take his art or not. You can get into his music, you can watch his videos, you can go to his concerts. You've got a choice in the matter. I don't think it's great what he's doing because you are going to get some parents that will take their kids and kids will see this. It's not fit for consumption for them at their age, but it's not made for them at their age. When you're directly going, I'm going to place this here
In front of you, yeah.
next to this, and everybody signs off on it because nobody wants to be the arsehole that says no.
But, right, for me, with the whole Sam Smith thing, it's not even about any kind of identification, whatever, right? You are just getting embarrassing. He's becoming more and more outrageous to get in newspapers and headlines.
It's working.
But it's becoming utterly embarrassing to the point where, like you see a washed up celebrity
Yeah, he was thought of as
try
being
and do an act. And
real
you're
good
like,
singer.
oh, this is. I'm not even talking about him as a celebrity, but when you see like these old retired celebrities that used to be great singers and now their voice is crackling and they're singing on stage, and you're just like, oh, this is embarrassing now. That's what he is for me. We're going out wearing a leotard that shows off his man tits with nipple tassels on. I'm just like, you did not look in the mirror and go, yeah, this looks good, I'm going to go out. You did this so people take pictures of
Yeah,
you.
that's cool, man. That's flamboyancy, and
It's
your
not,
exposure's exposure. But it's got to be. There's got to be common sense, right? Look, so you can have kids that change gender.
There are more and more each year, yeah.
I got no issue with people changing gender. I personally think there should be a legal limit of age put in place on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, that legal limit, according to our laws, is 18. That is the age of consent in this country.
No, there's kids a lot younger that are transitioning.
Yeah, you can transition. I can't stop anybody like living their life and being who they want to be, but there shouldn't be anybody prescribing medication.
Oh yeah, there is.
There shouldn't be
Hormone
anybody
tablets
performing
and shit.
operations. Like, send them to whatever school you want to go to, address them by whatever pronouns you want to. But there shouldn't be anything done that's a permanent or potential temporary, even
I
if it's
think
chemical
it can
based.
be done with the parents' consent.
Nah, you should if you
Like hormone tablets.
one person. It should be that kid when they're 18. Parents should not be allowed to make that decision because if that parent is somebody who identifies in a certain way or wants to be a certain way, it can get projected onto a kid that didn't want that.
But I just think you shouldn't be allowed to make that decision until you know who you are as a person. So, like I've said in loads of conversations about this before, like you shouldn't lose it unless you've used it, right? Which is a crude way of saying like you shouldn't be able to say I don't want to be a man until you've actually become a man. Do you know what I mean? I don't think. I think you need to have the experience because you might. And there's loads of stories now that are coming out of people that did transition and it's 20 years on, they completely regret it.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
they're like, say like a man wanted to become a woman back then, lived their life 20 years as a woman, and now they're like, but actually, as I've gone on, I do like very manly things, and I act as a man in my personality, and actually, I am a man.
As a bare minimum, you should be going through puberty, but then that's a dangerous
Territory.
variant
Yeah.
because some people go through it a lot earlier, some people go through it a lot later. You're going to tell me a 26-year-old, and there's 26-year-olds that ain't at puberty. There'll be conditions like you can't make that decision because you're not gone through puberty. That's why I think it has to be an age-related thing.
Yeah, but then even at 18, are you the same person you was when you was 18? Would you have made a decision
No,
when you
completely
was
different.
exactly?
I think it's less about allowing them to make the decision, but as a state, it should be illegal to provide any medical or
Yeah.
surgical
Any
assistance.
altering
It should just
medication?
be
Yeah.
illegal.
Yeah. I think it should be. And I think that as a society we should promote both genders as being a good thing rather than constantly pointing out the negatives in each other.
It's odd. It's out there, man. Like there's kids out there who go through gender identity. They go through
Crisis.
changes. And there's YouTube channels out there where you can watch the years of this kid transitioning
Ugh.
from being a 3-year-old boy to a whatever year old he is now. And they started filming this kid when he was like 3. Now, you telling me that kid's given consent for him to be going through a gender identity? He's
Yeah.
3 years old. And B, consent to be filmed on YouTube. Can we film you? Yes. Okay. Do you know what that means? Yeah, I'm going to be on a video. Do you know what the impact of that video is? No. Can't give consent there at all.
It's not
And
even
they're
that.
making so much money off this kid because he's the hot topic and he's
But that's
pumped
not
on
that kid's
YouTube.
choice. If you can't decide what you're going to wear for that day, or if you can't cook yourself a meal like breakfast,
Mm.
like porridge, then surely you can't decide or have any ramification of a decision that you are about to make.
Don't get me wrong, this kid really, really does believe
Yeah,
he's
but
he's doing
why?
the right thing.
Why?
But
Because the parents have said from a very influential and early age
yeah,
that you should be the
they've
opposite.
made that decision.
So you're going to be different to everyone else, and you're going to act and be like this
They've
instead.
they've made that decision for him, and I think that should be criminal.
That should be.
That should be illegal. They've made money off making a decision for somebody that can't make that decision. And I'm not saying that kids can't be on TV in any other context.
It's a social experiment, basically. It is. You think about it. It is. What if you got a human being, and from a very early age told them that they should be the opposite? How's that going to go? Let's document it.
Yeah,
That is not right, mate. That's a lab rat of a child. That's horrible when you think of it like that. But it is a lab rat of a child.
yeah. It just it's one of them things that as a society we'll look back on, as I say, and we'll be like, the fuck was we
Yeah,
thinking?
that was so morally incorrect, but no
Like,
one wanted to
what the
speak up.
fuck were we thinking?
No one wanted to be that guy that went, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Well, like you mentioned earlier, you've got people now that did very early transitions 20 years ago where it's probably very partial and regretted it. But you've
Yeah.
got kids doing it earlier and earlier, and it's so more permanent and it's
So,
so more life changing. We're just going to have a generation of just fucking fucked up youths.
so in 15 years, can that kid sue his parents?
Yeah, hell yeah. Sue them
Is
motherfuckers.
that when we finally turn around and go, "Oh yeah, this has got a bit too far," and it we was all on board with that when you was 3. You was a celebrity by the time you was 10, and actually, you didn't play a part in this.
I'm sure there has been
Look at what
cases.
Michael Jackson turned out like.
Yeah, I think there has been cases of kids aggrieved with their parents because they were famous and made money.
Look again, Michael Jackson. From like 5, he was in the Jackson 5, wasn't he?
Mm.
So you have to be like this and act like this and be like this. And then when his career was kind of over, whoa,
Yeah. Yeah.
whoa, he didn't know how to be a human being, an adult.
Alien, mate.
Well,
Alien.
maybe that's what happens when you get walked as a child.
Oh,
That's a
dear.
social experiment gone wrong.
Shouldn't be doing it.
Right, moving swiftly on. Why does smooth peanut butter exist?
Oh, mate, why? Who's
Sorry,
making fucking smooth
let
peanut
me
butter?
read
Who's
this
eating
out.
it?
Please let me read this out word for word. Why does smooth peanut butter exist? Who are these cunts that are like, yeah, peanut butter is good, but I'd like it to be a little less peanutty?
Mate,
Pricks.
that's basically what you're saying. I like peanuts. I just don't want to chew it. Can you just pour peanut down my throat?
But is that not like a pate or a paste? Do you remember when you was a kid, you used to have like chicken paste in a jar?
Ugh.
But that is mushed up, so surely that's what this is.
Just don't
Smooth
fucking eat peanuts. If you can't be bothered to fucking chew them, don't eat it.
I laughed so hard when I see that because it's like, oh, he is so outraged right
Don't
now.
eat it.
But the worst thing is, I eat smooth peanut butter. I prefer it.
Fucking the missus tried to pass it off on me.
You was fucking the missus with
She
peanut butter.
she tried to sneak a tub of that shit in here the other week. Weren't having it. I took one. I saw it. I saw the colour of the cunt. It was blue. I fucking knew. I fucking knew.
Blue means no actual
Blue means
peanuts.
no fucking fun at all. I said you can take that away.
That's brilliant. Dickhead bank workers who stand across the road from the bank they work at in the morning as a safety precaution. We all know one of you pricks have got the keys.
God, I was typing well that night.
You was spelt
It's normally-
perfectly, that one.
Normally only a couple of words. Yeah, man. Fucking come on now. We see you standing there outside the top shop. Again, everyone with their Costa coffee, smoking a fag. All right, Trace, how was your weekend? Yeah, it's all right.
Oh, don't get me started with that
Right,
again.
and you're standing over there because you don't want to stand by the doors in case there's a robber and like fucking bosh you over the head and nick your keys. We all know you've got the keys. One of you must have the keys. Otherwise, no one's got working today. I just don't get it. Go and stand somewhere else.
See, obviously I have been in that position. I used to do that regularly. Probably at the one that you've noticed it as well, right? But
It's always the middle-aged woman as well.
oh yeah,
It's always the middle-aged woman.
I was the guy that had the Costa smoking the fag, and you're like, "You all right, Trace? You have a good weekend,
Yeah,
right?"
one of the cool kids.
But there is method behind. It's one of them things, right? It's a age-old tradition of ways to do it, and it covers like all angles. Trust it is to a T. There's timings involved and everything, right? It is.
Are you going to
precise.
tell me how to burgle a banker?
No, but this was all made before CCTV.
What?
These routines that you should do to ensure safety
All right.
were all made before there was a camera facing the front door. Do you know what I mean? It's like, surely that could be updated. I do agree with you in that sense.
So it's not for safety.
So it is for all that. And it's a finely tuned routine that you have to do. It is good, it's effective. But it was made before there was 5 cameras in the whole front of the doors that you walk into a bank. Do you know what I mean? So if someone broke in overnight, it's probably dealt with by the time you get there, Trace.
Are you telling me, Trace, the only thing holding my savings in your bank is that bunch of keys in your hand?
And then she turns around and goes, "Yeah, I had a great weekend. We went to the Cotswolds."
I'll tell you what makes it even fucking better. You're all wearing the same fucking uniform.
Yeah,
So
do
we
you
can
know what I
fucking see
mean?
it from a mile off. Fucking hell.
So we're in a bullseye. Yeah.
Give me a challenge.
Yeah, but anyway, there is method behind it. I just thought, to someone who doesn't understand the ins and outs of that, it could be quite funny.
Yeah, it makes me chuckle, man. Every time I see it, I see loads on the way into town.
Last one. Why are adverts on my phone always in HD, but the thing I'm watching isn't?
God, this winds me up, so chronic.
And as you said that, I was like, oh shit, that is actually true. I can vividly picture a lot of the adverts I see in between on games and shit.
Yeah, now I've mentioned it.
Mate, videos. I watch a lot of like TalkSport and different podcasts and this, that, the
Yeah,
other.
everything has like the adverts come up.
And
now,
every
but
5
yeah, I'm telling
minutes.
you.
But yeah, you are right. There's loads of stutters when you watch it, and then the advert comes up and it's like, today, and this.
Maybe it's one for the nerds to have a little crunch down of it.
Maybe it's filmed in better quality.
But I
'cause
thought it
they're
was
big
weird.
advertising campaigns from big companies that are advertising.
Might be. It's like when you're watching a football stream. That shit never goes down when someone's making a 5-yard pass in a centre circle.
Do you know
Does
what
it?
I mean?
Never.
It's always there's a commentator goes, "Oh, and they could break through here."
Yeah, it's as someone's hit a shot.
Buffering. Right, that dries up what we've put in the old
Does
group
we've
chat.
we've
Right,
emptied the well.
I did save one for later.
Yeah.
Bit of news from China for you, my friend.
Oh, nice. Our old friends in China.
Friends, yeah. Couple has to prove they know how to use condom correctly.
Why? In what circumstance?
So a couple who claimed a defective condom caused the wife's pregnancy were told that they have to prove how to use the contraceptive before local authorities would take up their complaint.
Who's checking that?
That's what I mean.
Are they in the room?
So the plot thickens, right? Because apparently he noticed the hole in the condom after the act, and then they had the morning after pill, and that didn't work.
Okay, that's a little bit suspect then, isn't it?
A part of me thinks that's not your kid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe that was already in. Bun's already in the oven.
But yeah, so apparently he's like kicked off and he's going to take it to court. He was told that the authorities would only investigate it if he proved he knows how to use a condom properly.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they're funny about like what's born over there. Like, there's one of the cultures, right? Hardly any retards. You just don't see them. You just don't see them.
Yeah, that do.
You just don't see them. When was the last time you saw a retarded Chinese person? You didn't.
Oh, it's funny because it's true.
They're selective about that shit, bro.
Cut that shit.
When you come to the end of the line with a buddy who is more than a brother and a little less than a wife, getting blind drunk together